and gentlemen, welcome to Melbourne, Australia for the second Elite 15 major of the season.
All I say to myself is like, you love this. This is what you train for and you spend your life in that gym to do, is be on the start line against the best in the world. Yes, I did. I've been watching this, you know Simon Cowell?
Yes.
So he's got this new talent show where he's trying to find the next boy band. It's one of those things where you can just totally switch off to. Netflix, I've been watching that.
Nice.
And put my music on to get me pumped.
Yeah, what's your what's your pump-up song?
My pump-up song. Anything that has a beat. Like a good dance song.
Oh yeah?
But I like lyrics, it can't be like drum and bass.
Okay.
And then a bit of rap.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, a bit of rap. Like aggressive tone. Aggressive tone rap. So to get me in the zone.
What's your go-to coffee order?
Oat flat white with vanilla syrup normally.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh, let's go.
One thing I've also learned, like I used to be quite superstitious and everything had to have a place, like in my routine. But now I think being more relaxed going into the race day and being like, if I can't have my rice bowl that I normally have for lunch until half an hour later or 20 minutes later, like it's fine. There are so many amazing training sessions that I do, and in the week where I might not have the perfect nutrition or the perfect routine, I still perform. I think that stands me in way better stead than being super regimented every single race day. It's the worst that can happen. Like I'm coming into this race, 13th in terms of time, and I think sometimes when there's not that expectation on you, I always perform loads better as well. Because
they get that dog out.
Yeah, exactly. Because who knows what can happen? I absolutely deserve to be here. And I know that I can get that qualification spot. So just hopefully it all comes together this evening.
Let's fucking go.
So this will be my 10th major.
Whoa.
Yeah, which is great. My husband said they posted a little story saying like, good luck. And but it's my 10th major. And it was a really quick journey into the elite for me.
It's a pretty big milestone, hey?
Yeah, I did my first doubles race in 2022, and then it was only 3 individual races before I got a time to put me in the Elite 15. So it was like going from, I've never even heard of this sport, to you're competing against the top in the world. And then I've managed to keep myself in the top, which has been amazing. What I found the difference between being in solo and doubles is, and I'm trying to replicate this more in my solo races, I have a higher level of aggression in the doubles, because as a race itself it's much more fast and furious. Because in the solo what I'm trying to do is, I need to be competitive across all the stations, but you go out too hot or you do something too quickly and you potentially could ruin your race. But in the doubles you've got that safety blanket of having that person there, because you know that you're always going to have the rest. So I feel like in the doubles I have this real dog in me. Let's go.
Unleash the beast.
And this is what I'm so hyped up, and it's 10 to 9:47 in the morning to keep the adrenaline.
I'm excited for you, friend.
I'm excited to have you in my coach's corner.
And that sort of gives you a ticket to Worlds.
Yes,
in
15.
Sweden.
Correct.
Yeah, cool. And so that's obviously the main goal.
That's the goal. 100%. Yeah, that's what we're aiming for. And I think I am a very I'm quite an emotional. I'm very happy, really positive person. But I think when you go into race, there has to be there's always a level of aggression. I know I said about wanting to sort of increase that in my solo race, but you do have to make that switch. You're almost there to do a job. You can't think about how much it's hurting, or you can't let any external noise come in, or like the pressure of the lights or the audience of people. You've just got to like lock into the next station with what you've got coming up.
It'll be good. It is. It's going to be competitive. It's going to be great.
Vitamin, vitamin. Welcome to the Lion's Den, and I'm Mufasa.
Do you eat much on race day?
A fair bit. I don't track us in terms of measure out carbohydrates and things. I just try and eat until like I'm full.
Yeah, okay.
I try and have more at breakfast, so I have like liquid carbs, orange juice, 3 pieces of toast and porridge, and then with some fruit. And then lunch, 3.5 hours before I start, that'll be my last like proper meal.
Yeah, okay.
And then again, maybe like another electrolyte carb drink.
Yeah.
I just think it's easier to have liquids, isn't it? Rather than feel like it sits on your stomach.
And then would you have like a anything pre-race, like right before the race, or you?
About 30 minutes before I start, I'll have a gel.
Yeah.
And then I'll have some intra. So I'll have a gel maybe in and around the said pull.
Yeah.
I'm used to having quite like a good amount of carbohydrates and high amount of carbs like during the week. So I know that in terms of like digestion and stuff, I know what foods sit well with me, and I know like my timings. But I always try and carb load 2 days. Like my highest carb load day will be 2 days before race rather than 1. Just so that, probably similar to what James was saying, just so I probably feel a little bit lighter, because with carbohydrates they make you retain more water.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes people say like they feel a level of like being bloated, etc. So yeah, 2 days always works better for me than 1. But by the time I get to race, I'm always so sick of beige carbs.
Have you got like do you work with a nutritionist, or you just do your own thing?
Yeah, I do my own thing. I would potentially, it's something that I might look into in the future. But I'm a creature of habit. I'm really lucky because Carl, he's in sport, so he eats super well, and he's the cook. Yeah. Like he does all of our meals, and I just think sometimes as long as you nail the basics, like in terms of like my protein, you know, making sure that I'm well fueled for my sessions, and then supplementing alongside that, like I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, I've looked after body composition and like just taking note of how I feel for so long that it's just ingrained in me now, really. I had like 10 hours sleep. My body is like, you do not need any more sleep. Back in the day.
And so walk to the arena, and then how far out from the race would you start your warm-up?
About 50 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
So because we get picked up we get picked up at 3:40, so 20 minutes before. So I'll probably start my warm-up for about 2:40, 2:45. Is their strategy is just to go out super hot, but I guess I need to make sure that I stay with like the front of the group, or definitely like middle of the pack. But the only strategy I really have is erg paces. I know my erg paces, which keep me in like threshold. But then my race plan, I guess today, said push is something I've been working on a lot. So I need to, excuse the pun, but like push that. And then burpees. Like I flipping hate burpees. Whoever likes burpees is crazy. But I need to make sure that I'm pushing on there, because that's normally a station where I lose a lot of time on people. But running wise, a lot of the girls on paper, we're all very similar running wise. Yeah.
Someone that likes to like chase, or would you rather be out in front?
Nah, I'm chaser.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a chaser. Yeah. Picking people off.
Yeah. Give yourself a little reward every time.
Yeah, a little pat on the leg.
Celebrations, and I ain't fishing, I ain't really into baiting.
Exactly. Yeah.
His last minute.
We just went through a little bit of strategy. So we went through pacing on the ergs, and then we also spoke about people that I expect to be in and around.
Yeah.
Not to feed off them, but we have similar like running ability, similar stations, etc. And he just said, don't be comfortable. You've got to make sure that you push those runs.
Yeah.
and rely on, my back end is always really strong. So if I can push the front hard, I know that no matter what, I'm going to be able to cling on till the end. So, hey. So yeah, the goal, push the start, finish strong. And suffer. Yeah.
That's crazy. Crazy. Go ahead.